Hey guys, how is everyone? Welcome to another Quickshotz video. Not done one of these for a little while. I've been out on location. Hopefully, no. I don't know. I've only got a really small office, and I used to have the camera over here. And it would show my workspace, and that meant I had to keep the workspace tidy, and it's not. It's got cameras all over it and everything, and crisp wrappers, everyday living. But having it this way, I only have to keep this bit tidy, my bookshelf, magazines and things like that. So do you prefer it this way, or do you prefer it the other way? Just let me know in the comments. Lighting, still not great. I need kind of a ring light or something like that. You see a lot of vloggers with nice little rings in their eyes because they've got ring lights set up, which makes them look all starry and really nice. But I haven't got that. I've just got a cheap little light up here. But hopefully you can see me and hear me. So I'm using my Rode NT USB. For this, I'm just going to adjust that camera very slightly. Okay, there we go. Right, okay, getting into it now. So what do I want to talk about? There's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, right, okay. 21st of February 2018, I uploaded my very first video. Well, it wasn't the first video, but it was the first photography vlog, as it were. And it was a little bit of a piss take, a little bit of fun. I wasn't poking fun at anybody in particular. Just the general state of vlogging and photography and various celebrities and things. Yeah, it was just a little bit of fun. And anyway, people seem to enjoy it. I got a few thumbs downs. Woo. Yeah, I thought I'd carry on. So since then, I've produced another 38 videos, this one being 38 in total, 39. Of those in that year, it's a year in 3 days. 26 have been on location. Of those, 14 have been in Snowdonia, 6 have been kind of international vlogs from the Alps and Lofoten. There's been 1 from the Lake District, 1 from Northumberland, 2 from Scotland, and a couple of local ones. So a bit of a mix, but mainly to Snowdonia. That is my main focal point. Anyway, as a result of all those, I've gained like 1,183 subscribers. So, hey, thanks, guys. But I've got to a point. I've got to a point where monetization can be turned on, or I can apply for it, and that takes a while, and then you can turn it on and you start to earn a little bit of money through advertising, little adverts that come up on the screen. Not too obtrusive, but it annoys some people, and that got me thinking, gosh, how much have I actually spent on vlogging? Taking away the photography, if it was just pure vlogging, how much have I actually sort of spent on that? So I did some quick sums just to see how much money I have wasted. Right, well, so that's what this video is all about. It's about how much it would cost you potentially to do to start vlogging. If you're interested in doing it, you can do it really cheaply, or it can cost you quite a lot of money, and that's what I found out about mine. Okay, so let's talk first things about equipment. I don't really want to talk about equipment. This isn't a gear review vlog, but you know, I've done quite a lot of research into the types of kit that people are using, watched other vloggers, and have hopefully not wasted money by buying things that ultimately I find aren't good enough and I have to buy something else. So first things first, GoPro. This little thing has saved my life, actually, over the last, few months at least. GoPro 7 Hero Black, whatever, and that is just like, this is the best little tripod-y thing. It just acts as a little arm, and because it's got stabilization, it's been pretty cool, apart from a few little hiccups here and there. Amazing, £379. Then I've got the vlogging camera, which is what this is, being played on the Canon M50. Then there's things like the Rode VideoMicro for capturing focals in the landscape. Then I've got my, which hasn't actually been that useful, I have to admit, because I tend to go to like really windy, exposed places, and I never quite get great audio off this. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't, so I always have to back it up with a lav mic, and I use a Sony voice recorder. It's smaller than the Zoom ones that a lot of people use, and then a Rode SmartLAV mic. So, you know, you're talking another 100 odd quid there. Then there's the drone. I never thought I would buy a drone, but doing vlogging, a drone kind of became necessary. And actually, I do enjoy using it, despite how noisy these things are. Then there's the studio mic, as it were, and that's probably just popped as I put it down. And then there's I've got a little vocal booth for doing voiceovers as well, and you add all of that up, and that comes to roughly £2,500 worth of equipment. Whew, that's quite a lot of money. I hope my wife is not watching this. Then we're on to trip costs. This one's a little bit more less scientific, as it were. I haven't gone through all my statements to see how much I've spent. I've just taken ballpark figures. So my international trips, which resulted in 6 videos, to include flights, fuel, accommodation, subsistence, all that kind of stuff, roughly came to about £3,500. Then I've got all my Snowdonia trips, of which I've taken 15, 14, whatever it was. Taken into account accommodation while there, fuel, food, etc. You're looking at about £150 a trip, which works out to just over £2,000, £2,100. Then there's the Lake District, and that's again about the same price as a trip to Snowdonia, 150 quid. Northumberland, again about the same, about 150 quid. And then there was a trip to Scotland, which did include some accommodation as well. It was over a longer period, so let's say, call ballpark figure £500. The couple of local ones I did, yeah, okay, it cost me like a quid in fuel, or whatever, but a quid, if you're watching in America, that's £1 English pound sterling, or roughly about $1.28. That's I've discounted that because it's such a small figure. So total all of that up, and it comes to about £6,400. Yeah, it's quite a lot of money. Then there was the workshop prize that I gave away, which Dan Martin won, and he got his accommodation paid for, and paid for a few meals and things. It was a great weekend, had great fun. We both got images, and I got a couple of vlogs out of it, but it still cost me money, another £150. Right, now, editing. This one's even less scientific than that, but I do Quickshotz videos, and they take about 2 hours to edit. So this one will take me about 2 hours to record and edit. The location ones will take anything from about 5 to 10 hours of editing time. And I've got a full-time job as well, which is why it can be quite stressful to get them out. But I've taken an average of, say, five hours per location video, of which there were 27 of those. So that works out at 135 hours. That's probably way out. I've probably actually spent way more on that. But anyway, let's just take it as 5 hours. So that works out, well, my hourly rate, the one I've had to take, is actually roughly equivalent to how much my day rate is for my main job. But a day on a workshop, on a one-to-one with me, would cost you £219. So that is effectively my day rate, which is about 8 hours work, which works out as £27.38 an hour. Now, for the purposes of this, let's just round that down to 25 hours. Yeah, keep it simple. Add all of that up, 135 hours plus the 24 hours for recording 12 sort of quick shots, office type vlogs, 2 hours each, 12 of them. Comes out a total 159 hours of editing times £25 equals £3,979. Right, okay, so £3,975 for editing. Then you've got the equipment cost, which is £2,500, £2,425 to be exact. And then there is the trip costs, which is £6,400. Add all of that together, £12,950 I've spent on vlogging in 1 year. I didn't even mention the £299 it cost for Final Cut Pro 10, which was paid to Apple. So that takes me over £13,000. That's really great, actually, if you are earning money from it. So let's have a look at what I've earned from doing vlogging. Well, a few months ago, I put affiliate links at the bottom of my videos for a few little bits and bobs that I've kind of showed. I haven't put all affiliate links for my camera and all that kind of stuff that you see a lot of people do. I've been waiting to do a what's in my bag video, and then I'll start to put those kinds of things up there and maybe earn a few pounds if people decide to buy them. But I haven't done that. I've not wanted to take advantage of it. I'll take advantage of my viewers. But anyway, those few bits and bobs, things like the green little towel that I put over the camera, my head torch, and all those kinds of things has earned me a grand total of, wait for it, this is from Amazon, by the way, £11. £11. I'm not going to retire anytime soon. However, I have sold a workshop. Now, I'm not running workshops this year. I've told that. I've made that quite clear. I'm concentrating on my Snowdonia project, which is how I've had a great start to the year. I've got 13 images so far that I think are bookworthy. You've not seen one of them. All of my vlogs include images that I don't think are necessarily good enough for the book, okay? I don't want to press home this point because hopefully, that book will go ahead, and you guys, if you want to order that book when I release it, there'll be loads of images in there that you will have never seen before, and I hope you will really enjoy. So I want to keep that surprise back, but that's why I've been not been doing workshops. But if people request them directly, then I will do one-to-ones or small group workshops, and I've agreed to do one at the beginning of April with a couple of guys who watch the vlog. So thanks, guys. That works out as like £558. How many print sales? Now, you see a lot of vloggers, this is where I to be honest, I think it's bullshit. I really do. I mean, I think people do get print sales. I am not disputing that. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they make a good amount of money out of it. But the amount of print sales that you see people saying they're getting, I think is absolute bullshit. I just don't think they are selling that many. And I think people print these things off and it's a form of publicity for them. Look at this, look at this great print I've done, packing it up for a customer. Brilliant. Okay, I'd like to see the receipt for that, please, because I've not had a single print inquiry, not one sale or print inquiry as a result of my videos. Now, that might be because my videos aren't very good, or you don't like my photos, or you think perhaps they might be priced too much, or whatever. That's absolutely fine. I totally understand that. There's a reason why I don't like selling prints, and one of those is that it's time consuming, and it's just an absolute ball ache, to be honest, because the printer that I use chews through so much ink when I fire it up to do a one-off print. It's just not worth it, and I don't trust print providers enough. There was one I was going to use, but they went out of business. I like their product, but unfortunately they went out of business, and I've not had time to investigate others. So that means I print my own images, and it just costs me a lot of money to do like one-off prints now and again. So I'd actually prefer to put people off from buying prints unless I'm going to sell a stack load of them, in which case I don't mind chewing through all the ink. It actually uses less ink the more you print. So, no print sales. £11 off affiliate links, one workshop for £558. That brings me to a grand total of £569 earned, over a grand total cost of over £13,000. So I asked people on Twitter whether they would stop watching if I turned on monetization. And roughly 75% of people said they would continue to watch, 25% said they never watched, and like 7% or something said that they would turn off. So that couldn't be 75, 25 and 7, could it? It's got to be like 68, 25 and 7, whatever. In any case, the vast majority of people said they would continue to watch, so thank you very much. Those who said they wouldn't watch, well, thank you very much for watching so far. But as you can see, it costs a hell of a lot to do this in time, effort and money. And quite frankly, if I've got an option to turn on monetization, then I think I probably will, because I will earn a couple of quid per video, which will go to help me to produce more videos. But there we go. Anyway, so if you're thinking about doing vlogging, that's just an indicator of what it might cost you to actually do it, and whether you think you'll be able to earn anything off it enough to offset that cost. And I can tell you that without a hell of a lot of work, it ain't going to happen. I am still working hard at it, and I am still a long way from making any money whatsoever out of this particular game. Some people out there are making an absolute fortune, and that is great for them. They are doing a fantastic job, but not everybody is going to be able to retire from doing these types of videos. Right, enough of that. This has been going on way too long, like 18 minutes or whatever. It's like crazy. I did want to talk about two more things, right? Okay, now you might, if you follow my vlogs, if you've been following my vlogs, you'll know I like a good book. You can see I like books up here. I just wanted to tell you about two things, right? So, first one, Capture Lakeland by James Bell. Now, I got the last copy of this. He had a run of 1,000 copies. He was keeping 1 and 1,000 for himself. I got copy 999. It's a sellout. It took a little while, but James has worked really hard on this, taken a lot of risks, but in the end produced a really nice book. I was really surprised at how nice this self-published book actually is. Came with a free print as well, so thank you very much for that, James. He has just launched, or he's going through pre-orders for volume 2, which he assures me is even better, and I've got no reason to doubt that whatsoever. So if you're interested in volume 2, and just as an example, you know, volume 1 included some really nice images all sorts of panoramas and portrait images and detail images and everything. So there's there's a nice kind of stuff here. Yeah, if you're interested in pre-ordering Volume 2, I will put a link just there, and I'm sure you'll be able to contact James and pre-order a copy. Second thing I want to talk about is this book. Thanks to David Hopley, who actually features in this book. He has provided me with a copy of Masters of Drone Photography. I did say I didn't like drones. They are actually really fun to use. And I was quite surprised by this book. It's got some pretty awesome images in there. I mean, you know, drone cameras are... I think they're still a long way off from being comparable in image quality to good mirrorless or DSLR or whatever, but you know, they are getting better and better, and people are editing the images better and better, and coming up with some really interesting stuff. Funny I should mention Dave Hopley. There's one of Dave Hopley's pictures there. But this is a collaboration of all sorts of, all different photographers, Francesco Catuto, Amos Chappell, Petra Leary, Fergus Kennedy, Kareem Alia, to name but a few, as well as David himself. And it's actually a really nice book, and worth looking at if you can find a copy. I'm actually going to give this away in a competition. That's why David has provided it to me once I've had a proper look through it, of course. To win that, all you have to do is you need to email me at this address, or one of those. Email me and tell me in which video of mine did a drone first appear. Now, that might not be the first time I personally used a drone, but when did a drone first appear? In which video was it? Email me at that in the next sort of 2 weeks. I will put your name into a draw, and you can win the book, which is definitely worth it. Yeah, UK residents only for this one, because I've got to pay the postage, and as you will have seen, I'm paying a lot of money to do these vlogs. I don't really want to be sending something to Japan or Australia out of my back pocket. I've paid enough. Right, okay, next week I am back in Snowdonia, and it's snowing. So we've got some snow footage from Snowdonia, and then after that I'm back in Snowdonia again. I'm up on a mountain. The light is not great. And then there's a few more videos kind of like that. Well, you know, you'll just have to watch to find out what I'm doing and find out what happens. But until then, have a great week. Cheerio.